Hello my friends, welcome back. It's Belinda here. We are tackling Roxy's weekly challenge today and we are up to week 16. Week 16 of Roxy's weekly challenge. If you've watched my channel for a while, you'll know that I love making paper bags and I learnt the technique to make them from Rachel over at Roxy's Creations or Roxy Creations. And in week 16 of the challenge, that's the most recent one, she's making paper bags from digital printables and scrapbook paper. So instead of making them from a single sheet of paper, it's using two different pieces to make the paper bag. And I thought, I've been excited to try this because I love making the paper bags, and this is just another way of making them that uses up perhaps slightly smaller bits and pieces that we've got hanging around. Gosh, my words are coming out weird. Maybe it's because I'm excited. But I thought, what can I do that's just a little bit different to how Rachel did them? So today I am not using printables. No printables in sight. Maybe some to decorate is the only thing, but you know, I don't know if we will. We'll see. I do have scrapbook paper. I've got various scrap pieces here, you know, left over from other projects. I also have some magazine. I believe these are out of something, maybe Flow or some type of book like that. They're kind of a heavy paper, more poster style. So I've got some of those I thought we could use because I've had them, I was sent them in Happy Mail years and years ago, and I really like them, but they're also very large, and so I just haven't done anything with them. And this is another similar but slightly smaller. Yeah, it doesn't say, but maybe not Flow because it says UK and Flow's not produced in the UK. So it's some type of, you know, nice quality magazine. I also have some wallpaper scraps. I thought we could use wallpaper. And my excited part that I'm wanting to use is this book. It's got no cover. I got it free. It's gilded on the edges, if you can see that. It's got this lovely inscription in the front, 1995. So it's not super old, but it looks like, if you just look at this, it looks old. But it's actually Beatrix Potter storybook with these delightful images. Just beautiful. And again, it's been in my stash for probably coming up a year, and I haven't used it. There's little illustrations on the back side, so we will lose those if we use the big images. But I thought, how awesome would that be to make that the front of our paper bag? I don't know how it will work. I don't know how it will stack up in terms of the sizing, but I thought, why not use book page images? I want to use this one. There's the foot coming out. Must have been Mr. McGregor. And this one doesn't have any illustration on the back. It's got the beautiful border, but that's on every page, so I'm sure that won't be an issue. Let's just grab this out to begin with, because I think that's super cute and fun. So I think where I'm going to start, I'm not sure whether to start with the front or the back, which way's best to go in terms of size. Since I've got this out, I'm going to start with the front, and I haven't tried this out, you know, to test that it's going to work or anything, so bring you along for the fun. So I'm going to trim a bit off. I'm just going to tear it. Very thick, sturdy book page, because we need to wrap it around and under the front, much like we do with like a library pocket or something. So I'm going to fold it along the bottom. It really is quite thick paper. I would say it was not a cheap book when it was bought, because it's a big book, it's got gilded edges, it's quality paper, and it's been beautifully done. Okay, so I'm going to also fold it here. And I need to keep in mind the size of a page. So I think if we come here, I think we'll be looking pretty good to fit on the page. Just trying to make sure I stay straight. Okay, so we'll be trimming some of that off. We don't want that much excess wrapping around the back. But I am going to trim out these corners. So angle into where the two folds meet. There's a watermark there or something I can see. So it's been a well-loved book in its time, which I guess we can guess that too from the fact that the cover is long gone. And didn't have the cover on when I got it. So let's go ahead and trim down. How much do we want? We don't need much. So we'll go about 1/2 inch or so to wrap around the sides. I don't think I'm going to keep that, because there's lots of pages in the book. I can always save some later on if I need to. But I'm looking at using stuff, so I'm not going to keep a hold of heaps of stuff that I don't need. Okay, that's going to make a gorgeous front of a paper bag. So I'm just looking at where we want to. We're going to end up with white corners, which I'm okay with actually. I don't think I mind. I do want to try and get this straight. Just lining it up there, and I think I'll go about there. I want to fold the top down too to reinforce the top of the paper bag. So I'm just creating basically a score line, so I know where to fold it under. Okay, and so I'm going to trim out those corners as well. And then we'll have to find the paper for the back of our paper bag that will go with the image. And do I want to leave all of that? I might just leave all of that. I don't see any problem in leaving it all there. It's not really adding much bulk, but it certainly is reinforcing the top of that pocket. Oh, there's one thing I love about having to have the fire going. One is that it's cozy, obviously, you know, it's nice, it's comforting, it's warm. But two is cooking on top of it. Last week I cooked a casserole. I was like, what's the word? Stew, casserole. And today I have got a big pot of soup cooking away on top of the fire. So it's every now and then the lid will rattle. And the smell is just gorgeous. It's lamb bones and a whole ton of veggies. So that'll be tomorrow night's dinner. Now, that doesn't look straight. The sides, and they're not. They go, wee. Does it matter? I don't think it does. Okay, I'm wondering about this paper. Is it big enough? Yes, it is, because it picks up the colours in these pots. So I am going to do it like this. Sit it inside. And because we've got a funky curve to the side of our pocket, I'm just trying to match that up, give or take. Start there, and I might have to trim it down a little bit. Yep, special skill getting a curve in a side of a book page when you fold it. Special skills, I tell you. Now, is it going to fit? A little bit too snug. Let's trim a little hair off. Because I'm using scraps, it's just kind of like dealing with what you've got and making it fit until you're happy with it. And this top is not straight either, but that's okay because we're going to be trimming that down, and I think that is super cute. Yes, love it. Okay, so I'm going to glue that in. I'm not going to put it all the way to the bottom because we don't need to, because we've got the gusset. So I'm just going to make sure I don't put the glue down too far and make my pocket shorter, or my bag I should say, my paper bag shorter than what it needs to be. So I'm going to come up a little bit. So we still have the full depth, but we're just lifting this piece of paper up a little bit higher. Glue down the sides. And I normally would do the bottom one last, the side ones first and then the bottom one over top, but it doesn't really matter. In this instance, it doesn't matter. It's so cute. Okay, I'm going to give it angled corners like a paper bag. And I'm not worried about that it's not straight, because we're going to be trimming it to give it our little crunchy, jaggedy top that a paper bag has. So I'm just going to come along here and eyeball it and give it the crunchy top. And we don't need to wait for the glue to dry because we haven't glued that part. Oh, that is an adorable paper bag, and we could, as per normal, well, I consider normal, glue it down on the page and use it as a side pocket as well, or side pocket this way, or as a tuck. So let's put it on a page. You could also use it as a top pocket, but you've already got a pocket here, so, and this isn't reinforced, so I would tend to go in from the side. But if you didn't want to do that, you could have it as a flip, and you've got this writing space on the back, and then you could just decorate this up where the edges fold over with maybe a bit of washi tape or something just to pretty it up, and you could have extra writing space on the back, because I'm using single-sided scrapbook paper, which is mostly what I've got. I just think that is adorable, totally adorable. Shall we ink it up, see what it looks like? I just think it's gorgeous, so much fun. I don't know if it needs ink, but I want to see what it looks like with ink, so I can only imagine that it will look even better, but entirely up to you. I'm going to just get in there on that top edge. This is slightly shiny paper, so hopefully I won't smear the ink while I'm handling it before it dries. And this will also just take away some of the white, so I'm just going to, on those corners from the image, just going to put a little bit over that as well, which is another reason why I thought it'd be good to ink, just to tone down the white. Not that it bothers me, there's not much of it, and it's not kind of stark white because there's so little of it, but the ink certainly does help bring it all together and tone it down. Oh, yes, ink just, in my eyes, just made it look even better. How stinking cute is that? I'm in love. Okay, onwards we go. Shall we make another one? Let's make another one. Shall we use wallpaper as the back this time? How about this one? It's probably a pretty good height. Let's maybe make sure it's straight to begin with, because I think that probably would help if we had things that were kind of straight. So good to use up these wallpaper scraps left over from making journal covers, and they generally just kind of float around. I do have a drawer I put them in, but like I hardly ever go grab them, and it's good to use them up. Okay, so we want this time I'm going to go via the back, so this is 4.5. I think that's a pretty good measurement for my size page. You make them according to the size of your page. So let's go, that would be there roughly. I've got a wee bit of wiggle room because I could make it slightly wider, up to like 5 inches. So it doesn't matter if it's not the exact measurement. Let's go with that. And do we want another book page? I think we want another book page. Oh, started off beautifully sunny this morning and it's turned grey. It now says that it's going to rain on the weather forecast, and it's just gone bleh. Right, so I'm looking for something that will kind of fit with the colours. So perhaps not the right way round to do it, but it is the way we are doing. One might not be too bad. Oh, look at this sneaky fox looking at Jemima Puddle Duck. Doesn't necessarily go, but I like it. I'm just going to put a little post-it note there, because if we don't use it for this one, we might use it for the next. Let's just put a little flag there. Sneaky Mr. Fox. Kind of don't mind those, the blue and the teal. Oh, that one. That one's my pick so far to go with this particular wallpaper. Oh, what about this one with that teal drawer? Oh, but poor Bunny's sad. That's Peter. Peter's sad. Do I want sad? What's he sad about? Shaking with fear and out of breath. Oh, I don't know if I want sad. It's a beautiful image and the colours would work really, really well. Oh, poor Peter. Tangled up. And chased. But, I mean, these flowers are probably going to be covered up inside the bag anyway, so it's probably not terribly important. I'm also looking at the width. Some of these are too wide for this use. Pig having a picnic. Some of these stories, like The Tale of Pigling Bland, I've never heard of it. It's not one I've read. These ones are oval, so again they don't necessarily speak to me of this use. They can be for something else. Mrs. Tiggy Winkle. I have heard of Mrs. Tiggy Winkle. Maybe that one. Let's go this one. Just the one of Jemima running away or running or whatever she's doing. Just didn't seem to have as much going on. So I think this one, there's a lovely interaction between the hen and the girl. So now that we've had a little flick through Storyland, so let's see if I can actually fold this one a little straighter than the last. Taking bets now. Odds of 500 to 1. And please don't take me seriously on whether I'll get it straight. Odds are I probably won't. So we're looking at 4.5. So we need to come into the image a bit. It's not a lot of detail here, so I think I'll veer more towards that side. So I come in about there. Super fun little project. Use whatever you like, whatever you have that you want to actually use up or put to good use. Let this be the project because I think it's super fun and super cute. Oops, that's not, something's not sitting well. Okay, so I'm now got my paper inside, so I can use my paper as a guide for where I'm folding. How's that for brain in action and thinking through the process? So we've got more white here, that's okay. We can deal with that. So let's trim the corners out. Again, you could mass make these if you're a mass make lover. I prefer to do them one at a time and just enjoy the process and faff about making decisions. So this side definitely needs trimming down because there's way too much excess there. It's a shame to lose these gilded edges, but what good are they to us? They're not going to be visible. So and let's tidy up this one as well. Just in case it turns into one that we write on the back of, and then we don't need this much at the bottom either. Oh, it's raining. The promised rain has arrived. And my goodness, we do actually need it. We are still on water restrictions, and we're halfway through, what, halfway? Over halfway through autumn, and still on water restrictions. So yes, we do need the rain. So yeah, I think if I just take it at the top of the picture there. Be very nice to come off water restrictions because we haven't been able to wash our car. Not that it's the most important thing in the world, but you know, you've got a new car, you want to take care of it and prolong its paint work and keep it nice, and we can't because we're not allowed to wash our car. Very disappointing. So I only managed to get 2 washes in before we went on water restrictions back in summer. Back in actually, we were late on to water restrictions. It was late January, I think, because we got the car in, or maybe it was February. We got the car in January, and it got 2 washes, so 2 weeks of washes, and then we weren't allowed to anymore. Okay, so let's pop that down. That's our little reinforced top. What would it look if I put it in upside down? Would that look silly? It's got a few scratches on. Some of the scratches on this type of wallpaper actually will erase with an eraser, but not these ones. Okay, some of them do, but apparently not on this wallpaper, so we'll just live with scratches. It is a junk journal. Yeah, so it's going to be quite a plain top. Do we want to just add some of that colour and texture? Yes, we do, because I think it's quite boring the other way around. By the time we trim across the top, I think that will look much nicer that way round. So this time, let's do it the right way round and glue the sides first and then the bottom. Oops. How about keeping your glue on the paper, my dear? I perhaps should have trimmed this side down a little bit more, but never mind, it'll be fine. Oops, is that not? A little bit of a tight fit, so I've just eased this edge out a little bit to make the paper fit better. And now our bottom edge. Lovely. And I think I'll do the top first, and actually, do I want to rule a line? I think I might, just to help me cut, and I'm going to do it on the back so I can erase it. I think, how far down do I want to do? Maybe there. Maybe there. Let's do it in pencil. And with a tip with these scissors, if you have trouble keeping them straight, there's always this straight tip on them. They always end up with a straight tip, and I just keep that straight line on my line or along. So if you don't have a line, then what am I trying to say? If you have a line, line it up on that straight bit at the tip of your crunchy, whatever pattern they are, scissors. If you don't have a line, then but this edge is straight, then I eyeball keeping this outer edge straight to this edge. Now if this edge isn't straight, then you might want to straighten it so that you can eyeball it. So hopefully that helps, because I know they can be tricky to cut straight with. And if you just take it quietly in small steps, then if you go offline, you can bring it back and it won't be very noticeable, because it's, you know, it's a decorative pattern, so it is a little forgiving if you keep bringing it back to that point. Now that I'm going to throw away. I could keep it for a cluster, but I do have quite a bit of wallpaper, so I just don't need to keep every little tiny bit. So just erase that line in case we use it as a flip out writing space. Now I can go ahead and do my angled corners, just eyeballing them. They're not the same angle, they're approximately. And let's ink around it. Now it could go in and add, you know, decorate them up further, add a label, numbers, word, whatever you like, just depending what the image is and whether it needs anything added. Like on this one, I think a word would actually be quite nice. So maybe we'll look for a word to decorate it with. Do I want to ink the white on this one? Let's do the outside and then I'll see. It's a bit more white on this one. do the top there. Now, if I did use this as a flip, I would also come in and ink the back. I'll just give it a light brush. Just a light touch there. So a word. That would be very cute. What about this? Never forget those days. It's a wee bit long. Oh, what about this? It's very punny, but love warms every nest. I think I like that. And it's stamped in blue, which her lovely warm looking coat is in blue. So that there. I don't want anything else on this. I just love it as is. I just don't think it needs anything. And why add something for the sake of it? Not necessary. But this, I feel like I want something layered underneath it. I was throwing this out, but do we want to use? Yes, we do. We're going to grab it out the rubbish. Where did I put my scissors? Hello, scissors. Where have you gone? Crunchy scissors. I'm losing my mind. I cannot find them. Where did they go? Oh, I put them where they don't belong. No wonder I couldn't find them. So this almost got thrown out. Very hard to cut right on the edge. The scissors, these types of scissors don't like cutting right on the edge of things. They tend to munch them. Is that you, Puss? I've got to check that out. Sounds like someone's trying to climb up a cupboard or something. I'll be back in a tick. My goodness. Our boy Puss is going loopy. We've got a corner cupboard where the door has long ago given way from the hinges. So it's open shelves instead of the cupboard door in front of it. And he was trying to climb up to the bench via that open shelving, which is full of, you know, cooking paraphernalia in the kitchen. I was like, what are you doing? Why are you doing it? And all I got was, ow. So I gave him some milk. And that seems to have satisfied him for now. But it's like, what are you trying to do, cat? I think he thinks there's meat or something on the beach, but there's not. I did have a tray of the lamb bones out for the soup, but I wasn't cutting them or anything. They were frozen, so they kind of smelt that hugely. They just went into the pot and defrosted as the soup cooks. So whether he thinks there's some sort of meat hanging out on the bench, like the packaging for it's not even still there. The tray was washed and put in the recycling, and the Glad wrap's in the rubbish. So I don't know. He's weird. He's just being weird. No, I like it over this. Love warms every nest. They're so cute. It's a little bit punny, but I think it's gorgeous. So cute. And that's all this one, I feel, needs. It's just a little phrase there, backed with that same wallpaper. So I almost threw it out, didn't I? But it got rescued and it got used, or over half of it got used, of that little piece. Oh, that makes me happy. Can you tell I'm happy? Like, I love that. And the scratches, whatever, they're fine. Oh, adorable. We've made 2 cute paper bags. Now, so just checking, yes, good size for a page. They could even go in a pocket if, you know, if desired. But I am thinking about if it was a tip, a flip, get my words right. So just to give you an idea of how to dress this up, you could use normal washi tape, but I think I'm going to use faux washi if I can find enough length to do the 3 sides. Do I want to do, or maybe I want to do 4 like a frame. So looking for something that I've got maybe a 2 or 3 strips off, and in the same color or pattern. Oh, there's sort of a, I think made from trees or something. Yeah, that will work. Whether this is the right color or not, probably not. But there is green there, so I'm just going to go with it. So I'm just going to create a little frame. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to draw a line so that I get it kind of even. So we've got 4.5 inches, so I'm going to come in, so that's at 3/4 of an inch, and this edge is at almost 1 inch, and my tape is 1/2 inch wide. So I want it to go over those edges, so I really need to be going to go, I guess it doesn't matter too much whether it's even, but I do want to try and get it even. Okay, and same at the bottom. I'm going in 3/4 of an inch, so it's going to basically run along that edge, but I'll just shift it over slightly so it's barely noticeable. And then let's come down. Oh, he's back again. I don't know what's attracting him on the bench. And he's old, you know, so he can't jump up there, so he's trying to climb his way up there. It's really not a brilliant idea. So there to there. You wouldn't need to do this measuring and ruling. I just prefer to, especially on camera, so that I'm not making any weird, wildly off measurements, or, you know, end up with it completely wonky. So this is just going to be my guide. But you could wing it. Totally recommend winging it. He's back to the milk. He obviously didn't finish everything that I put in for him. Right, now the corners. I think what I'm going to do is go top to bottom. And then just join in between. Or wrap it around. Let's wrap it around. So that'll make sense as I go. Don't panic. Don't panic, Mr. Mannering. That's an old program. Okay, so I'm going to go about there. So I'm just using my ruled lines more as a guide. So there. And so now I'm going to butt this one up against this edge. Give or take. And go there. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be closer than if I winged it. So oops, I can't see what I'm doing. My hand's in the way, so let's flip it around. Oops. I mucked up there because it's not going to cover that bottom bit, but never mind. It's okay. It was supposed to go over that and I didn't take this one down far enough. So live and learn. It'll be fine. So then this one. Oh, he's finally gone off and headed up to the bedroom, so maybe that's the end of the hijinks for now. There, and last one. Is this short bit going to be enough? No. Okay, so this bit. So a use for faux washi and a way to dress up the back of something and fix any little issues. And create something interesting, a little frame to write inside. Okay, it doesn't quite match up, but it's pretty good. I'm quite happy with it. I think it is fine. Okay, so there we go. We can put it as a little flip on a page. So it flips out, attach it with a hinge or washi tape or something like that. Probably a hinge, I think, so that we don't have to put washi down this side. So a little hinge, and we can have it a flip out, and then we've got writing space. So because I've done that, I then need to ink the back so it matches. Super fun, people. Really, really fun. So you can use printables like Rachel did, and they, oh man, what she made looks stunning. They were beautiful. I just wanted to find something a little different to make mine out of, just to put my own spin on things, as one likes to. Now I could, and I might, need a backing paper just to put under here. Come around and just take down some of this white. Around the edges, and then I'm going to leave the middle white because I find it draws the eye in, and it's like, instead of focusing on imperfections around the edge, it draws the eye into that and invites you to write. Well, that's what I feel anyway. So let's put that away again. Oh, I love that. Cute. I feel like I could make a gazillion of these, but I made 2 in 45 minutes, which isn't very many, but I think I'm going to leave it here. Partly because it's a short week this week and I've got 8 videos to record in 3 days, and we're now really down to 2.25 days left, and I've still got 5 videos left to record. So a shorter video is probably a good thing, and I can move on and record another one. But absolutely love these. I think it's a brilliant idea, using your scraps to create the paper bags instead of making them out of a single sheet. Absolutely love it. Brilliant idea, Rachel. Love it. And I love the book pages. So fun. So fun. Give it a go, people. You won't be disappointed. It's just that they're not hard. They're actually probably slightly easier than the version where you make it out of a single page, because there's kind of less folding to do and less head wrapping around of how to make them. So there we go. Thanks for joining me. Take care. Have a great rest of the week, and I'll be back again tomorrow. Hope to see you then. Bye for now.